What's mom gonna say about this?
Hopefully, good things. Hopefully she doesn't feel a certain way about it. But I just wanted to have some fun and we're a better group.
Why no Jason Peters?
It's not JP's thing. I'll leave it at that. It's not JP's thing.
So Malcolm Jenkins just told us he saw a preview of the pictures and he never ever wants to see them again.
That's skill business talking. But as a big guy, I think we're comfortable with ourselves. We're good. I'm excited to see it come out too. It's just as fun for us as it will be for you guys. Hopefully you guys aren't going to wash your eyes too much, but we had a little fun.
Is this the most unique kind of team bonding, you can call it that?
We were all out there, posing, doing different stuff. I mean, you're in the locker room, so you're around, naked guys too, I guess you could say, but it was to a whole different level out there. But I can't even keep a straight face talking about it, but it definitely was a little different.
So Zach did it with his wife Julie a few years ago. Do you get any modeling tips there, or was this just your own take?
Yeah, the only question I had for Urs was like, are we really going to be naked? He was like, yeah, so towards the end of the shoot or whatever, it feels like, just another day at the office. But that's the guy you really want to ask right there.
She's gonna have a lot to say here in about a week when it comes out.
You saw the pictures. What did you think?
Huh?
You've seen the pictures. What did you think?
I started laughing because just the day that we had out there was funny. There's a lot of funny stuff going on.
Malcolm Jenkins says he never wants to see those pictures ever.
Huh?
That's just hate right there.
Yeah, that is hate. That's not supporting the team, man.
Did you get any resistance from anybody? That everybody's on board with it right away?
Some resistance, and then they kind of jumped in. So
What was the actual shoot like, bearing all?
we did a lot of walking around on the concrete all day, and it was funny. I mean, there was a lot of laughs.
Why couldn't you get Jason Peters to do it?
I asked him. He said maybe if he was 28, he'd get his ass on there, but he said he's too old right now.
Is this the most unique kind of bonding around the offensive line you've had in a long time?
Yeah, it was a unique male bonding experience, so it was a lot of fun.
Are you worried these pictures are going to show up in other locker rooms or anywhere else?
We can't do nothing about it now. Let it roll.
Who are you taking your modeling inspiration from?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, after I saw Kelsey walking around, I kind of got jealous, started acting like him a little bit.
Our focus is now on the Redskins and that Week 1 matchup. Just fine-tuning some of the things, and we'll continue to, prepare like we normally do.
Jim Schwartz said that Rodney McLeod has a more calming presence than like a rah-rah presence when it comes for the DBs. I'm curious for you what you see from that calming presence.
Well, I think anytime you add a signal caller to your defense, somebody who's vocal, makes checks, communicating usually brings that sense of, okay, everybody knows what they're doing, everybody settle down. When you have guys that don't talk and don't communicate well, that's when you have busted coverages, confusion, and all those different things. So when you have somebody who steadies up that communication, it brings that calming effect to the defense.
Does turning the page to this week make it feel real? I mean, is this, like you said, you guys are kind of focused on Week 1 now?
I don't think it's any realer than the last few weeks. I think we look at every opportunity we have to get better. We don't think, too far past the day. And so right now, we're focused on some basic reps to install. We'll get to next week when next week comes, but I think it's no different in the approach. We've been looking forward to getting into camp and kind of getting a few practices under our belt. Then it was the first preseason game. Want to look sharp. Second preseason game, et cetera, et cetera. And so right now we're still a week away before we actually get into a true game week. So right now just preliminary preparation.
What's it like for you to watch the battles that go on? And Jim Schwartz talked about, he almost sounded like a father figure, how hard cut down day is because he watches these guys and fight for everything. And you being an elder statesman, you probably feel the same way, watching these guys.
I mean, you see how much time guys invest, to try to, improve themselves every day, to try to show up, to be healthy, and to go compete, but always kind of having this, you have to be real about it. We're going to cut our roster almost in half in a few short days. And so, we invest a lot in each other as a team, and so that's always a tough part to see. But the good thing is there's still one more opportunity for a lot of these guys to make this roster, and if not this roster, hopefully another one. We don't look too far ahead and try not to get caught up in what's inevitable, but what we can control, and that's today.
Malcolm, any advice for those guys who are feeling the stress, the tension of this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always somebody who has to remind myself not to stress about things that I can't control. And so the decision making to whether you make this team or not is outside of all of these players' control. What they can control is how they show up every day, how they prepare, and how they go play on Thursday. And so that should just be where the focus and energy is.
Malcolm, 4 years into Doug, has he changed? And if so, how? And if not, what makes him successful?
Well, I don't think his demeanor or his approach to the game or his philosophy has changed, but I think, like anything, every year presents a new set of circumstances, and I think he adjusts well to that without changing the pillars of his culture and philosophy. And I think that's the signs of a good coach, somebody who's not bullheaded enough, where they can have some flexibility when things change, as they always do, but somebody who has a core set of beliefs that is consistent. Shows up every day and that you can build on.
Malcolm, it's going to be
People you didn't want to see on the ESPN body issue. Where did your line rank?
Probably at the very top of that list, next to Jay. Jai did his own little thing somewhere, but I got a preview of the pictures a while back, and it's funny though. It's at least humorous.
It's funny. I don't know is that what it's supposed to be?
I don't know. I was hoping that it was satirical, but I don't, to each his own, I guess.
Are you guys going to print some of those photos, post them up around the locker room?
Hell no. No, I don't want to look at it again. It was funny for a glimpse.
Malcolm, Washington's going to go with Case Keenum. Thoughts on that and memories of the last time you played against him?
When was the last time we played against him?
NFC Championship game.
Oh, he was the quarterback then. Sorry. Obviously that was some good memories for us, but no, I think I'm a Buckeye, so I was hoping to see Haskins out there, but whoever they put out there, the offense seems to be running the same. We're very familiar with the opponent. He's a capable quarterback, can do all the things, and it's not necessarily surprising.
It's a time when all your preparation comes down to this last week, showing the coaches and fans what you're able to do, what you bring to the table.
How do you deal with the stress of that?
Just take it like another day. Just take what you do every day in practice and the games you've already played and just leave what you have out there.
Does it affect you at all when you're away from the game this week? Does it affect your sleep or just kind of your downtime?
No, not really. I mean, I'm kind of used to it now. I've done it a couple of years, so it's another week.
Do you have a secret to success to handle all that?
No, there's no secret to success. You have to get used to it and builds over time.
How do you think you've done as an Eagle?
I don't know. It could be worse, could be better. I mean, every day I try to come out here and get better, and I feel like I haven't done as good as I can yet, so I got to keep working.
Has this group of defensive tackles, because it's been so good and so talented, has it brought out the best in you, do you think? Is that competition good for you?
Competition is always good. I mean, I've loved playing with all the players in the D-line room, defensive ends included. You got some good athletes, good players, good people in the room, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Whatever is written is already written, so I'm just excited, ready for an opportunity if it happens.
Does it take time to learn how to handle that kind of to develop that kind of mentality?
No, I just feel like I just never been a guy that really stress over things that's not in my control. So I just control my controllables, and that's my play on the field, how I practice, and how I handle meetings every day. So that's what I try to do.
What was last year at this time like for you?
It was just the same. I was just curious to see what happened, and unfortunately, I was released from the Panthers. But I feel like everything happened for a reason, and I grew from it.
Pardon me for if I hope to take this right away. What is that feeling like when you find out that you're released?
I mean, feel like your first time. You sad because you don't really want to leave. Every day you try to put everything out on the field in the practice, and at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. So you just learn from it, grow from it, and just learn from it.
What do you think has been the reason for your success this preseason? One or two things that really made you a better football player in the offseason through the preseason?
I just feel like I just try to work hard in the offseason, try to get my body right, just try to be a complete player, have my weight intact for this season. So I feel like that kind of helped me.
Is this the best football that you've played in the NFL?
I feel like right now it is, but there's always room for improvement, and I got a lot to grow.
Do you expect to make the football team?
That's the goal, always to try to make a football team, but if that doesn't happen, I'll just be excited for my next opportunity.
Compare yourself as a football player now versus 12 months ago.
Man, I feel like I've came a long way. I feel like I progressed better as I learned the offense. I better know the offense. And then from technique standpoint, trying to understand the angles, how scout coaches over and over again. That and being able to understand, what the defense is going to do based off alignment, which has helped me grow a lot. And then also, switching 4 positions and, being versatile, it really helps with footwork. If you're better on one side, and it helps transitioning to the other side.
The pressure of this week, did you feel it last year? Do you feel it now? It's obviously a huge week in a football player's life.
From the beginning of camp, the pressure was there. Every year they bring in the best players. There's always competition, which is good for a team. It helps bring the best out of everybody. Now, as far as pressure on my ability, no. I feel like I played pretty well, considering I switched to the left side, which is new to me. And I feel like each game I progress, I've gotten a little bit better. But pressure, the pressure is always there, especially if you're a young guy. You really don't have what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? You're not that dude yet, as a young guy. So, you got to kind of earn your name.
Did you remember last year, did you lose sleep that last week, wondering if you're going to make the team?
Nah, I didn't lose sleep. Just tried to make sure I went out in the last game and, played my best and showed my ability to, help make the team.
Is the mindset any different this year?
Same mindset. It's going to be the same mindset until, I'm a starter. So, kind of, even after being a starter, you kind of have to have the same mindset because, the job's not guaranteed every year.
Andrew, what's this week like? Obviously it's mainly for looking ahead to the regular season, but just terms as a veteran of getting ready with this final week of the preseason here.
Yeah, just, still working on things from the preseason, things that you want to improve on. And obviously focus starts to shift a little bit towards the regular season. But, still like in the grind mode, I guess.
What's the mood like in the locker room, knowing that you're making that shift toward the regular season?
You can feel a little bit of sense of urgency kind of picking up, and I guess the mindset kind of shifting a little bit.
Is it much different for you being with the new team and going through it for sort of a first time, different time than in a long time?
No, you're just doing it with different guys, but it's it's the same type of thing. Week 4 of the preseason and about to go into the regular season. Like I said, just a different group of guys.
Is it tough not counting down the days till the regular season opener?
I just go live one day at a time. You kind of have to in this world.
And how does that serve you?
Great.
Best.
Yeah, I think for me anyways, it's a best approach. Can't look too far ahead, and every day is so important. You're always being evaluated in this league, so kind of like living the moment day by day.
How comfortable do you feel in the defense at this point, having the spring and summer to get fully acclimated to it?
I feel comfortable. You can always improve. You can always, there's still different things that you can always learn. Whether it's, certain calls versus different formations or shifts or motions or things like that. So, always trying to learn.
What's the vibe that you get in the locker room in terms of how the defense has come together over the summer?
What's the vibe that I get? I think the vibe of the defense is that probably what it's always been before I was even here, that set the tone, and aggressive defense that makes plays.
Looking ahead to Washington, your former teammate, Case Keenum, will be the starter for that game. Any thoughts on that?
No.
What do you recall about the time with him in Minnesota in 2017?
Played well for Minnesota in 2017, had a good year. But he's a ball player. I've actually had to play against Case all the way back to college days. When I was at Rice, he was at U of H. We were rivals, so I've been going against Case for a while now.
What makes him so tough? What makes him someone who's lasted in the league as long as he has?
Like I said, I think he's just a ball player, man. Competitive guy, and you got to make plays a lot in this league. So he's been able to do that.
He caught lightning in a bottle in that 2017 season. As someone who's seen his career from college to now, was there anything different in that 1 year, or?
I don't know. I would have had to have been with him in all of his meetings and all of his preparation. I don't know. Maybe you'd have to ask him that if he did something different that year. I don't know. I just saw what he did on Sundays.
And was there something that he galvanized the team just with the fact that you guys had lost Bradford, his starting quarterback, and everyone seemed to rally around him?
I mean, yeah. Anytime your quarterback is the leader of your team, if you want to support him, I think that'd be true of any quarterback that goes in there. Your guys are going to rally around the guy and help him out, and if they're playing well, they're going to just keep rooting for him.